So, welcome, welcome, welcome. And I'm just going to light our candle. And breathe in those little essence of the rose petals that wants to come forward today. So I'm just going to move that out of the way. Up there. And then. So I have just been sitting in my garden, which has been beautiful this morning. Blue skies in the UK, absolutely gorgeous. And I was pondering on, you know, what I'm going to do today. What is my intention? We've had a we've got it's a new day. I'm thinking seasons. Yeah. So it's a new day. It's a new day. It's a new week. But I'm also feeling into the energy of solstice, which was last week. So we're still in that changeover. You know, we don't change seasons just boom in one moment. So we have a new season as well. And it's a really isn't that interesting? I've got a little hole in my page there. I wonder what that wants to tell me. It's how do I want to be moving forward. Now that might be that you go, I've just managed to get up. And, you know, I just need to move through today. What is my intention for today? It might be that you're feeling, yeah, okay, you know, we're sort of towards the end of the month and I've got a week left and, oh my goodness, I've got so much to do. How do I show up in this new week? But that longer, broader sort of sense of how do I want to be moving forward in this new season? We're moving here in the UK, moving into summer, and it's really weird because you go, oh yeah, last week we were in spring. Really? Oh, okay, I seem to have lost that spring energy. But up till last week, I was in spring, and now we're in summer. And of course, it doesn't happen like that. We move slowly. We move through. So there's a real sense of moving here. And I want to share with you this. I've worked with this before. This is my target. Here is my target, and right in the centre of my target is, I'm just rummaging for some pens here. I'm not quite sure what colours want to come forward today. But, you know, when we think about our new day, our new week, our new season, it's very, very easy to go, oh, what shall I do? What am I going to be doing? What am I going to be doing today? What's on my to-do list? What am I going to be doing? What shall I do in this new season? And we start to think about all of the things that are on our to-do list. And me too. Hashtag me too. This is my to-do. This is my to-do list. And we go, oh my goodness, I've got so much happening today. This is what I'm going to do. And even create a listen, even this beautiful time that we have together becomes very easily, oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do in create and listen? And of course, that's not the energy that I bring to Create and Listen. Bear with me. Because then I go, well, okay, I've got all of these things on my to-do list today. Right, how am I going to do those? You know, do I need to be talking to somebody else? Do I need support? Do I need some resources? You know, what do I need? What do I need in order to do this thing that is on all of these things on my to-do list? But here's the magic. Here's the thing. Because as I sat in my garden thinking about all of this morning, a little voice said, why? Why? And we can break that down. You know, what's on my to-do list today? I've got to do this, and you go, why? Why are you doing all of these things? And it's not this is a why. This is a curiosity why. Because this is where we set our intention. We set our intention when we focus on the why. Not on the what I've got to do today, but why. How am I showing up? How am I showing up today? How am I being? How am I being today? How do I want to be today? This is the why. This is my why. And then once I've set my intention, you go, okay, I want to, let me just breathe into this, you know, what is my why? Because what really came to me very powerfully as I'm sitting in my garden is this process that I share with you is, this is why I do this. This is why I do this process. This is why I come to my journal. Why do I come to my journal? Why do I sit and write? Because, and today, it was to find a pause. You know, it's a breathing space. I just want to write. I'm going to bring my whys over here. Why do I do just this one thing? I'm just going to anchor into that. It gives, I have breathing space. I connect. I have been sitting barefoot on the grass. I connect with a bigger picture. I connect with the earth. And I feel, actually what I actually felt this morning was, and I get to be really vulnerable here, and I was in two minds as to sharing this. But I feel this morning, I felt, what's the word? I felt very small. I feel small in the world. I sat, you know, with the sun blazing down and my feet on the earth and going, oh, I'm just, you know, I'm just a tiny little insignificant being on this planet. But in that tininess, in that small space, this is why I do Create and Listen, because I get a sense of my place in the world. And I'm really wanting some colour, and what's really, really interesting is the colours I thought I wanted to use, I haven't got on my fingertips. So what does that tell me? That tells me I need to look for something slightly different. Perhaps it is watercolours. No, it doesn't. So it's the, and how interesting, because you can't make this up. In anchoring into my why am I doing this? You go, okay, so how am I going to do, now I can decide what resources I need. Rather than coming from the outside in, I'm coming from the inside out. I'm breaking away all of these barriers, all of these things that are in my way. And I'm going, right, what do I actually need? What do I really need as I move out from my why? What resources do I want? Okay. Because this is interesting, that what I am drawn to use is some metallic pastels. Now, if you know me, you will know that oil pastels for me are often a sign of resistance. So isn't this interesting that the oil pastels want to come out? So there is an element of, okay, right, here's my why. What am I actually resisting? What am I resisting as I want to move into the how? Okay, I'm moving from the why into the how. And of course, our resistance actually, as we've talked about recently, provides us with the something to push against, the resistance that we feel, and again, sharing my vulnerability and my create and listen is my process that I do in the beginning of every week. And actually what was activated for me this morning was a little bit of comparison queen. And so you go, okay, right, there's something there, there's some resistance there, there's a voice of fear that has decided to manifest this morning as comparison. And you go, okay, so I move through my resistance. I move through that. I want that middle. That middle feels, this is my why. This is where I get to shine. This is the shiny bit of me, the deep part of me inside, and of you inside. This is where you get to shine. That's your why, because it's doing the things that light you up. Okay. So I've gone from my why. I'm doing this is what I love doing. This is what I love doing. I love connecting with the earth, connecting with a higher vision, if you like. I'm feeling into the energy of air. I think this is why I've got these little rose petals. You know, they're light. Let's just bring that energy to the page. Let's have those. Oh, we have a little bug as well. So we have this is a living process. This is not just a journal. We have wildlife in here as well. Okay. Now I have my why. This is how I get to do it. Am I resourced? How do I get to move through the resistance? How do I want to be moving forward? I'm going to move through that resistance into my new season. And then only then do we get to say, okay, so what does that look like? And here, now you can set your intention. Now you can go, okay, so here's my intention right at the center. But now my to-do list might look very different from what I thought I was going to be doing today, because I now have the intention of why am I doing, so as I may go back and look at, the things that I thought I was going to be doing today of what was feeling important, and you go, actually, you know, how is that in alignment with my intention? So there's that alignment piece coming in today. Are the things that you are doing, in alignment with your why? And the other piece I want to bring in, because as you know, I use the energy of my magical keys, and this is why I have brought the rose petals, because what wanted to come forward was magical key 10, which is celebrate how far you have come. So take some time today, and certainly this week, while we're in the energy of the new season, just to reflect on how far you've come. Where were you? Where were you at the beginning of the last new season? So I'm going to bring some watercolours here, because I feel that's going to be my best way of integrating all of this. And I want something quite, well, I'm using the colours of these petals here because they're very delicate. They're very gentle. And so as you think to yourself, you know, we've thought about how do I want to be moving forward. Let's just take that moment to say, well, how was I back in March? That was when we had the last season change. What was I doing? How was I feeling? And you go, oh my goodness. When I asked myself that question, I remember I really wasn't very well in March. I was going through quite a big up leveling of these layers being stripped away. And you go, oh my goodness, yeah, just this season. Sorry, rose petals, you're just going to have to move for a minute. And as we just, you know, I lean into moving this energy and connecting all these pieces of how was I, where was I, what was I doing? Take that time to reflect and be amazed. Be amazed at how far you've travelled, and allowing this. I mean, this is, for me, this is what solstice is all about, is taking that time to pause and reflect and integrate, and, you know, take that stop and smell the roses energy as we move forward. And for me, wherever I have roses, I have lavender. And so I'm just really activating that healing. And of course, isn't that interesting? Look, this was where my resistance came in. And so what I'm bringing in now is the healing that comes when we do the work of moving through the resistance. And what do I want in the middle there? I know I've got I really want to activate my heart center, my heart energy center, my heart chakra, which is, for me, is the why. You know, when we set our intentions from our heart space, then everything else can flow. So I'm just using those colours, observing the colours of what wants to come in, and just a little peachy colour coming in of those roses, as we take time to stop, pause at the start of your day, at the start of your week, at the start of your new season of what wants to come in for you. And there's a gentleness that's come to my page that I really appreciate. Okay, and I'm just really intrigued about this little piece here that reminds me that you know, life is not perfect, that, you know, how do I want to be moving forward? Well, there might be some rough bits, and that's okay. So I'm just going to leave that there. What I might do is, for today, I'm just going to leave the rose petals on my page and allow all of that energy to integrate.